keep it all the way real on this podcast today because I am pissed. Robin admitting that she hid her story from the world on the show that pays you is a slap in the face to everyone involved, including the audience. And the fact that you have the audacity to go on your podcast to reveal this. We spent this entire half-assed season with these made-up storylines about Chris Bassett. And yes, I'm gonna say made up because I allegedly was told that a few of the Housewives had a meeting before filming about what the storyline was going to be, and that this Chris Bassett stuff was part of that conversation. I've always said there was something off about this season, and now I know what it is. None of y'all are living your real life.
Drama, betrayal, and a truth bomb that nobody saw coming. Carlos King just broke his silence on one of the messiest celebrity feuds in recent reality TV history, the one between Tamar Braxton and Kandi Burruss. For years, fans have watched these two powerful women throw shade, drop subliminals, and air each other out on social media. But what if I told you that the man at the center of all this chaos, the very one who accidentally sparked the feud, is finally setting the record straight?
I'm not going to let the devil or anyone, I don't care what they say, what they put out, the battle is not mine. And I'm not even gonna address or talk about or fall into the traps of the devil because I live by the word. And so that's what I'm doing.
Carlos King, known for producing some of the most iconic moments in reality TV, isn't one to stay quiet. But this time, when he decided to talk, he didn't just clear his name. He dropped receipts, emotion, and truth that flipped the entire story upside down. What he revealed made fans question everything they thought they knew about this feud. Because while the world painted him as the villain, Carlos just might be the one who was caught in the middle of two women fighting ghosts from their pasts.
Focus on me and what I got going on. That's where I'm at right now, because I'm like, time shows improve, honey. Time shows improve.
And trust me, when he started talking, he didn't hold back. Before we get to Carlos's side of the story, let's rewind, because this feud didn't start overnight. It's been brewing for years, quietly boiling under the surface until one spark blew it all up. Back in the early 2000s, Kandi Burruss was already a household name, a songwriter, producer, and member of the legendary R&B group Escape. She built her career with pure talent and hustle.
And I'm watching TV, and I get a notification that my car got used, look at the date, to the Four Seasons Hotel in New Orleans. Now, I know I'm not in New Orleans, right? Okay, so I called him, and I'm like, yo, you stayed at the Four Seasons this weekend? And he was like, I did. And automatically, you got an attitude. And I'm like, what you know what I'm saying? Like, we cool, you know what I mean? No, we don't go together, it's very clear, you know, but we have an understanding of our friendship, right? Okay, so I said, well, I don't really know what's going on, but Rob said that the hotel said that my card that was clearly used at the hotel for Mr. Jeremy Robinson and his guest, Miss J. Now, I don't know what y'all want me to do with that. Because when I had asked him about it, you get nasty with me and tell me, go take your meds. So when I posted it, I didn't post it to be nasty.
After dominating music, she transitioned to reality TV, joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta, where she quickly became one of the most successful and respected women on the show. She was business-minded, unbothered, and always about her coins. Tamar Braxton, on the other hand, was the firecracker of the Braxton family. Bold, outspoken, and impossible to ignore. From Braxton family values to the real, Tamar built her name on honesty and emotion. She didn't fake storylines. She didn't sugarcoat. When she felt something, the world felt it too.
After you ate somebody whole booty sandwich. Y'all, I'm not trying to make this a big deal. I swear, it's not about, y'all, it's $1,000. It's not, make or break. It's the point. The point is that you wanted me to sit back and let you not only use my card, let's just say it's a mix-up. Okay, fine. But now it's different because you're using my card for your extracurricular activities. And let me just keep it gangsta. I wouldn't even trip on that. You know what I'm saying? Wah. It's not that serious. Me and your relationship status has changed. The way I see you have changed. You know what I'm saying? Just like you outside, baby, I'm outside too. Like, let's stop pretending like you is the last of the Mohicans. You are not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like, oh, I'm addicted.
Now here's where Carlos King comes in. Carlos wasn't just another producer, he was the producer, the creative mind behind some of the most successful reality TV shows, including Love and Marriage Huntsville and earlier seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta. He had worked closely with Kandi in the past, helping shape her early reality TV journey. But years later, Kandi dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the industry. She accused Carlos of trying to create an unauthorized Escape biopic without telling her or her groupmates. According to Kandi, she found out through a network executive asking for permission to use Escape's music for a project she didn't even know existed. To Kandi, that wasn't just disrespectful, it was betrayal. Carlos King wasn't some random outsider, he was someone she trusted. Someone who had been in her circle, who understood her story, and who she thought would protect it, not profit from it. When Kandi went public with those claims, fans immediately took her side. She called Carlos disloyal, even suggesting he'd stolen parts of her story. And that's when Tamar Braxton stepped in, and all hell broke loose. Now, Tamar has never been one to hold her tongue. When she saw people coming for Carlos, she jumped in to defend him hard. She said she didn't believe Kandi's accusations, insisting that Carlos was being unfairly attacked. That one move, that one public defense, lit a fire that has yet to burn out. To Kandi, Tamar's support for Carlos felt personal. It wasn't just about business anymore. It felt like a betrayal from someone she once called a friend. See, Kandi and Tamar weren't strangers. They had history. They'd performed together, shared stages, even appeared on Celebrity Big Brother. But their friendship had always been fragile, full of unspoken tension, different personalities, and quiet competition. So when Tamar took Carlos's side, it confirmed everything Kandi had suspected. Tamar was not in her corner. The situation exploded when Tamar later appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen and hinted that a certain housewife and her husband had tried to intimidate her backstage during a concert. Fans immediately connected the dots, and soon enough, Tamar confirmed that she was talking about Kandi and her husband, Todd Tucker. According to Tamar, Kandi confronted her about her earlier comments defending Carlos. She claimed Kandi was aggressive, that Todd even got involved, and the whole thing turned ugly. Tamar called it bullying, Kandi called it self-defense. And in the middle of this fiery chaos stood Carlos King, silent, watching the internet tear him apart again. Until now. In a recent interview, Carlos finally decided to speak his truth. He started by saying he never wanted to address the rumors publicly out of respect for everyone involved. But after years of being labeled a snake and thief, he felt it was time to clear the air. Carlos explained that yes, there was a biopic idea, but it wasn't what people thought. He said he'd been approached by a network that wanted to tell the Escape story, but he never moved forward without permission. In his words, there were early talks, but nothing happened. I never stole anything from Kandi. He added that he was deeply hurt by Kandi's accusations because, at one point, he considered her a friend. "It broke my heart," he said. "I helped shape her early TV career. I supported her. To wake up and see her calling me a thief, that cut deep." But what truly shook fans was what Carlos said next. He revealed that behind the scenes, he tried to reach out to Kandi privately, multiple times. He said he wanted to have a real conversation to clear up misunderstandings, but Kandi allegedly never responded. "She was done with me," Carlos said softly. "She believed what she wanted to believe." Then he turned to Tamar's role in all of this. Carlos admitted that he never asked Tamar to defend him. In fact, he said he was surprised when she did. "I was watching it unfold just like everyone else," he confessed. Tamar didn't do that for clout. She did it because she's loyal. When she feels someone's being unfairly treated, she speaks up. That's when Carlos dropped the biggest truth bomb of all. He said the real feud between Tamar and Kandi had nothing to do with him. He believes his name just became the spark that reignited years of unresolved tension between them. "Those two had issues way before my name ever came up," he said. "It was about ego, pride, and miscommunication." And the more Carlos spoke, the more fans started to see a different picture. He wasn't playing puppet master. He wasn't chasing drama. He was just caught between two strong women with long memories and bruised hearts. But here's where it gets even deeper. Carlos shared that, privately, he had nothing but respect for both women. He called Kandi a visionary and a boss, and described Tamar as a star with a heart bigger than people realize. He said it hurt him to see them go at each other online, especially knowing how much both had already endured behind closed doors. He said, "People forget that these women aren't just entertainers, they're human. They've been through betrayal, depression, heartbreak, and the internet doesn't make it any easier. It's like watching family fight and not being able to stop it." Carlos also revealed that Tamar had privately called him during one of the worst moments of his life, when he was dealing with the loss of a close friend. He said her compassion during that time is something he'll never forget. Meanwhile, Kandi has continued to protect her peace, rarely acknowledging the feud directly anymore. She's been focused on her businesses, her family, and expanding her brand. But the wounds from that betrayal, or what she saw as betrayal, are still there. Carlos said something that stuck with fans everywhere. Sometimes it's not about who's right or wrong, it's about how people feel, and feelings don't always match facts. That statement hit hard, because when you look at this entire feud, the interviews, the shade, the social media posts, it all boils down to that, feelings. Kandi felt betrayed, Tamar felt misunderstood, and Carlos felt blamed. Three powerful personalities all reacting from pain. The emotional fallout from this feud has been heavy. Tamar's reputation took hits from fans who thought she was messy for defending Carlos. Kandi was called cold for refusing to reconcile. And Carlos was painted as the villain who started it all. But when you strip away the headlines, what you really see are three people struggling to protect their peace and their truth in an industry that feeds off drama. Carlos talked about that pressure too. He said, "People love to see drama, but they don't see the toll it takes on your spirit. When your name trends for negativity, it messes with your mind. You start to doubt yourself. You start to question who your real friends are." And for Tamar, that toll has been public. Over the years, she's been open about her mental health struggles, her battles with self-worth, and the pain of feeling constantly misunderstood. This feud didn't help. It became another reminder that in this industry, one rumor can destroy years of hard work. As for Kandi, she's built her brand on stability, family, business, and staying focused, but even she isn't made of stone. Being accused of being a bully or manipulator hurt her deeply, especially coming from someone like Tamar, who she once admired. Carlos said he wishes both women could heal and move forward. They're both incredible in their own ways, he said. "I'd love to see them share a stage again, not for the cameras, but for themselves." In the end, Carlos King's truth isn't just about a feud. It's about how fast loyalty can turn to anger in the entertainment world, how easily misunderstandings can explode when emotions run high and pride gets in the way. He said something near the end of his interview that left everyone quiet for a moment. We all want to be heard, but sometimes we're too busy shouting to actually listen. That line could describe this whole story. Kandi wanted her story respected. Tamar wanted her loyalty recognized. Carlos just wanted peace. And somewhere in between all that noise, the real truth got lost. But now that Carlos has spoken, fans are starting to see both sides more clearly. Maybe it wasn't about villains or victims. Maybe it was just three people caught in a storm they didn't know how to calm. Still, the question remains, will Kandi and Tamar ever bury the hatchet? Carlos seems to think so. Time heals everything, he said. They may never be best friends, but I believe they'll find closure. I truly do. And maybe that's the ending this story deserves. Not more drama, not more shade. Just healing. Because at the end of the day, fame fades, rumors die, and fans move on. But the people behind the headlines have to live with the scars. And if there's one thing Carlos King made clear, it's this. Behind every feud is a story deeper than gossip. It's pain, pride, and the desperate need to be understood. So what do you think? Was Carlos really to blame for the feud, or was he just a scapegoat in someone else's battle? Was Tamar just being loyal, or did she take things too far? And did Kandi ever truly forgive? Or is she still protecting a wound that never healed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. Because if there's one thing we've learned from this saga, it's that in the world of reality TV, the truth always comes out, eventually.